welcome to the podcast.
Thank
Chris
you for
Colon.
having me.
And why don't you just tell us a little bit about how long you've been with the company and what you do here?
I've been with Reiner for just about 20 years now.
Wow.
I was an install tech for basically my entire career. About a year and a half now, I've been in a field foreman installation manager position. So basically going out to jobs, checking everything out, and making sure everything's going to go smooth.
All right. Okay. I don't think I realized you've been here for 20 years.
Yeah, right out of high school.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, good career, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you've been
absolutely.
in the company for a long time.
Absolutely.
That says a lot, right? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about measuring, basically, which is after a design engineer goes to a home and provides an estimate to the customer and they decide they want to use us for their HVAC installation. You go to the home to measure, to make sure that the system is sized correctly. Is
Correct.
that?
Yeah, there's a lot of moving factors on a measure. So number one, I verify that all the equipment is going to fit, right? I have to, the most important part is ductwork, right? When we're doing air conditioning or furnaces, you come across a lot of jobs that people have done in the past and ductwork's not properly sized.
Okay.
Like 50% of the times I'd have to have a conversation.
Well,
But
that's
most of the time it's...
more than I would think it would be.
Yeah. But most of the time it's just as simple as I'm making adaptations to the existing trunk lines.
Okay.
The years that I've been here, I've been basically trained to kind of see when, if I had, let's say, a 2-ton system and I have 30-inch by 10-inch ductwork, I'm seeing that ductwork was not properly sized for the unit.
Right.
But, the sales team is pretty good about catching stuff like that, too.
Okay.
So I'm
So
basically
how
the
do they
second
fix-
line of defense.
Okay. How do they fix that then when the ductwork is not properly sized?
In a lot of scenarios, right, most of it air conditioning stuff, it's all going to be up in the attic. You're not going to see too much unless you're in like mega mansions.
Right.
Right. It turns into a little bit of extra labor.
Okay.
Right? It turns typically like a half day extra if we'd have to change everything out.
Okay.
But
it's not too much then.
never
I guess
the
it
end of the
depends on the
world.
size of the house, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it has a lot to do with it.
Size of the house, size of the units, it all works together.
Right. Okay. So I guess you basically answered that question. These questions are typically from customers, like most ask questions. So what are you measuring and why? So basically you just answered that question.
All right.
Okay. And is this more than just square footage? Because a lot of times people just think online they can just get a quote by putting in the size of their home.
Yeah. No,
It doesn't work that way.
not exactly that way, right? So there's all different style houses, right? A house that was built 100 years ago is not going to have as good of an insulation value as a house that was just built, right? Then there's also all the windows that need to be taken into consideration. So when sales team does their manual J, they're going to know right off the bat if your system that you have existing is oversized, undersized, or if they're doing it from scratch, they're going to get you the perfect size unit for your home.
Yeah.
All
right,
right. Online quotes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them.
I guess you could do that and then make sure the company that you're going through is following up with
Absolutely.
a measurement.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do customer know that you're not just trying to sell them a bigger system?
I mean, just based on the trust, right? Reiner's been around for a long, long time. We're not here to make an extra buck on you. All right, our end goal is to make sure everybody's happy and comfortable and that we're doing the right thing.
Right.
Typically, that's not the way we go.
Right. Plus, I'm sure a bigger system doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work properly.
No, absolutely
Right?
not. Yeah, no. So bigger is not always better.
Then why-
You start getting oversized systems,
Yeah.
now we're creating problems in
So
the
what
house.
happens if a system is too big for a house?
You're going to start growing mold.
Oh, that's not good.
If you start over air conditioning homes, it's not sized for it properly. It's not going to work out good.
It's funny because you would think that if it's bigger and it was more powerful that it would do a better job, but that's not the case.
That's not
right?
the part of comfort cooling. Right? I always
Okay.
used to get the question of like when I would finish an install and I'd turn it on and I'd give a customer a rundown. They're like, I don't hear it. There's something wrong.
No.
And I say, no. That's actually a good design.
Right.
You're not
Oh,
supposed to
no.
hear it. Comfort cooling is about just feeling comfortable, not
Yeah.
hearing it,
Oh
just
my
feeling
gosh.
it
Can you imagine how many years someone probably lived with the loud
all the time.
AC system? Oh my gosh. Okay, so another question is, how long will this take? I guess that would depend on the installation. Or...
It does, yeah. So there's all different kinds of jobs, but like our basic AC
I guess I should
replacement,
clarify. It's not
furnace.
for the measurement; it's for the install. How
For
long?
the install,
right? Yeah.
yes.
Okay. How long the install takes?
So it's normally a day, right? So we developed our teams into 3-man crews so we can kind of conquer the job in one day instead of trying to make a customer take multiple days off from work, right? In the dead of the summer, they're not going to want to be out for AC even longer, or in the middle of winter, or vice versa. So typically, a lot of our jobs that we do are going to be one-day installation, start to finish. Same with heating, boiler season. Like those days always get a little rough for guys because boilers are a little bit more involved. Right. So they're working late, but the crews, they're all there to make sure everyone's happy at the end of the day.
Right. So then, really, there's a whole team, right? So there's a design engineer, and then you as the install manager, and then we have our team leads.
Correct.
Also, that kind of make sure everything's going correctly during the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of communication.
A lot of communication.
I think we do a pretty good job at it.
Yeah. So can you kind of, I know we're supposed to be talking more about measuring during this podcast, but it always kind of like goes into another subject. But what should a customer expect on install day, since you have some experience with all of that?
So I always kind of brief them. I say, you're going to have a house full of guys who are going to make a whole lot of noise, right? But we, step by step, I'll kind of give them a rundown. Like the first thing our guys do is they come in, they protect the house. Drop cloths everywhere. If there's tiles, we put down masonite. We do everything to make sure that the house is what it is when we got there. Right. And then it's basically just guys are going to hide. They're going to make a lot of noise up in your attic. But by the end of the process, you're going to feel comfortable.
Right. A lot of in and out and stuff. Yep. But and a lot of big equipment coming into. I've seen you guys drag those air handlers up into attics, and it's just, I think people don't realize how much actually goes into an installation.
They never do. They always like start looking at the guys going up and down the stairs and they're like, where's all this going?
Right. But I have to tell you, we get a lot of feedback, a lot of reviews saying what a great job everyone does. And the house is usually left cleaner than it was when you guys got there. So that's always good to hear. I love seeing those reviews. So I think that's really all the questions that we have for today. Anything else you want to add?
I think we got it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay.